Hello everyone. In this video, I will be briefing about Chapter 7 Consumer Research Case Problem. The case problem is related to the amount charged. Usually, when we are using a credit card, the amount that will be charged for the individual will depend on different factors. In this case study, we are trying to establish relationship between income and amount charged, household size means number of people living in the house, household size and amount charged, and these two will be first evaluated individually. Then we try to establish when these two factors, income and household size, are collectively considered, how they will be impacting on amount charge. So we try to use linear regression analysis approach to perform analysis, and we also try to predict some value based on the linear regression equation. We try to establish some relationship, and when we have some details related to the income and household size, the amount charged will be calculated. We can predict amount charged. That is also resolved in this case study. Okay, so as usual, like the way I explained it earlier, we write a managerial report. Not It's not a question answer kind of thing. It should be a managerial report. Using these details, we should assume that we are trying to analyze the case, and we should make some recommendations to the organization. This organization, consumer research organization, we are supposed to provide some recommendations when we analyze each and every case. So let me brief you about each and every like from this, I hope you understood what is the case study about. Now let us start solve these questions, and we try to provide some kind of interpretations related to that. When the selected data is analyzed for descriptive statistics, the following results was achieved. From this, we can see that for income variable, we can use bolded values, which helps us to establish some explanation on the topic. For example, for income variable, when we consider the 50 people and their income, we see that the least income of the people who gave data is 21,000 and 21, and it is in thousands, 21,000, and the maximum income for any person in the list is 67,000. When the total income details that are provided is considered, the average income on an average for everyone, if we try to establish, it is 43.48 thousand dollars. Next, we can speak about median. When we arrange all the data, means the central tendency is 42, like the central point is 42,000. Then mode, most of the people are having the income of 54. So mode speaks about what is the value that is highly repetitive. Like when we consider all 50 people, what is the value that was occurred more than any other value, that is 54,000, which speaks that most of the people is having 54,000 as income. So this is explanation related to the income. Next, if we consider household size, the minimum number of people living in the house is 1, and the maximum number of people living is 7. So these two values we can understand. And average, like when we consider overall data, the average households is 3.42, means approximately 4 people. Next, it is median is central point is 3. When we arrange all the data in increasing order, the central value, when we try to find the central value, central tendency, it is 3 people. Most repetitive value means most of the houses has 2 people, 2 people maximum. Okay, so most of the houses have 2 people as household size. So that is explanation related to household size. Then descriptive statistics of amount charged speaks about minimum value of amount charged is 1864 when we consider complete data. Then the maximum value is 545678. The mean amount charged for total data is 3964. Then we have median mode as it was explained earlier. So median is the central tendency, that is 4.90, and most repetitive amount charged is 3890. So here we have standard deviation and variance, which speaks about deviation of data. So when we take this mean values, so for example, let us consider income value. The average value is 43.48. When we take every individual in the list and if we try to allocate some income value, that is 43.48. So when we again taking mean as a basic base, and if you try to analyze each and every data input that is given for income value, there is a possibility of 14,000 deviation to occur. Okay, variance is 211, but simply explain it, standard deviation that could happen is means to what extent the given value can be deviated from the mean value is 14.5 thousands. Okay, similarly, like all these for these values, you can establish the relationship. Okay, you can interpret mean standard deviation in that way. So, to what extent the data can be deviated from the average value. That explains standard deviation. Just try to read about it, you will get some good information. So, first, as a response to the first question, so you just say that to understand how the relationship can be established between the given three variables, it is very important to create descriptive statistics. From the descriptive statistics, the results achieved are this. Need not to provide all the tables. If you provide, it will be better, but not required. You can speak about each end. Like you take income as subheading and write its descriptive stats. And when you are taking screen, taking this content, you try to take screenshot of that. Don't use direct data because the possibility of getting plagiarism will be high. Okay, so don't copy the data. You just take a screenshot of it, maybe like print screen like this. Windows R, MS Paint, and you try to copy images, okay, not data. Like this, you can copy and you can paste it onto your document. So that is all about first question. You just write, give a proper heading for this, and for income, maybe this is the result. This is for household size, right? For household size. This is the data I have, and now I will start interpreting this. Okay, maybe in 50 100 words, I will try to write about this. Okay, so that is a simple way of explaining it. And if you copy paste it from the Excel sheet directly, it will create some plagiarism. Okay, so the next question is relationship between. We try to establish relationship between annual income as an independent variable and the dependent variable is amount charged. So we try to establish relationship between these things, and uh, again we establish relationship between household size and amount charged. So for these two relationships, we are supposed to create linear regression equation, and we are supposed to explain how these two are can be evaluated, and among these two which is best one. Okay, so for this what I did is I created linear regression equation for both one. First one is for income and how income is related to amount charge, means using income value how we can predict amount charged. Then we worked on household size and how it amount charged can be predicted using household size using linear regression analysis. So when I applied linear regression analysis, this is the result we got. So the equation can be written as amount charged is equal to income into 4047. Maybe you can change this one up to 2. You can take, you can increase or reduce. I take 40.48. This will be income into 40.48. Or simply as it is an algebra kind of thing, we can take it is like 40.48 income, and intercept is 2204. It should be maybe like we need decimals, it has decimals too. So, oh my God, sure, 22.04. Usually the equation will be always intercept. This is the equation 220399.4448. This will be the equation. I just copy it and I am pasting it here. Okay. So maybe escape control Z. Use Alt ES special post paste. It will become like the equation is this. So what I say, the linear regression, like linear equation. So we give nice briefing of the task. So we try to establish like when annual income is considered to predict about amount charged for the credit card, the following linear equation will be equal. So maybe we can give some nice explanation related to that. So the concept here is we are trying to predict amount charged using only one variable, annual income. For that, linear regression equation is amount charged is equal to 40.48. So this one you can make 4, we can round it off. Okay, when we try to round it off for 0 to 2 decimals, it is 22.04. So this is a value. And now we give linear regression related result detailing. So this is linear regression statistics. Take a print screen of that, copy paste, and I will take this one. This is about regression results. So according to regression results, you give this value and we write that accuracy of the data and the standard error. These regarding these things, you can simply write it. What is the r square value? R square speaks about regression accuracy, the linear regression equation accuracy. Then standard error ke bare mein you can write about it. These two you can write. Okay, so write about these two things. That is enough. You just simply uh, make sure that this is all under annual income and amount charged. Now same thing we do for this factor, these two variables. And what we do is like we try to compare the results of the first concept with the result of second concept. Okay, what is the result that we achieved for the second one, that is household size on an amount charged? I will brief you how to compare these two things. Just here also we write amount charged is equal to, we have proper to prepare equation. Amount charged is equal to 2581.94 plus 404.13. We round it off to 2. Like you can round it off to some extra value also, to house or whole size. Okay, this we copy paste. You can modify it also, like if you want to change it. Okay, so sorry, special case we use, and we make it bold. We remove bold on from that one. Okay, this is regression equation, and regression result is this. Now we try to make comparison. Usually, like R square value speaks a lot about the result. So it speaks about the accuracy it can do. For example, when we give household size, and if we predict amount charged, to what extent the value that is achieved for amount charged is accurate. So in real time, when the same value is given, the possibility of getting amount charged will be same value is here. It is for second thing, for household charges the value prediction is 56.67% accuracy, and here it is 39 0.3981 means into 100 39.81% accurate. So among these two things, the second household value is giving better prediction. So household size offers better prediction for the given value. Okay, so among when we compare these two variables, household household size will have a more appropriate prediction ability to calculate amount charged. So from regression statistics, we try to write up that. All right. So the next question is you just need to discuss findings, final findings. So this all will be in same line. Okay. So same headings. Need not to go out of boundary and select headings. Simply take headings from the question and try to give appropriate recommendation to the organization. Don't just write anything. It should be like look like a proper analysis, and you are supposed to give proper recommendation to the organization. Next, it is estimating linear regression between by using both the values annual income and household size collectively on amount charged. Okay, so we are supposed to take both the values and we supposed to predict amount charged. So the next question is establishing prediction, calculating linear regression equation using both the independent variables and the dependent variable amount charged. So I have created that equation too. So the third question regression equation. So here I have applied linear regression on these three elements. So now what is the regression statistics? So let me copy and paste the regression statistics. This is the regression statistic, and I already calculated linear regression equation that is given as follows. And there is one more thing that should be added here. Intercept is 0 here. Okay, there is no intercept. That is why I haven't given any intercept over here. So the intercept is 0. So this is the equation actually. Okay, amount charged is equal to 53 point. Maybe I can remove this 40 and I can remove this 4920. This is the formula, and if you can see, the regression statistic shows R square value of 0.9826. When we multiply this with 100, it gives accuracy percentage, which is 98.26 percentage of accuracy. So it explains that when we individually calculated and established a relationship between independent variables and amount charge, we see that for first one it is 39.81% accuracy, and for the second one it is 56.67% accuracy. So when we individually take it, the accuracy was low. When we collectively considered both the variables and we try to analyze it, it clearly shows that the accuracy value is 98.26%, means 27, which is a very high and excellent accuracy. So which explains that when we give values of income and household size, it gives more accurate amount, credit card amount charged details. Okay, so you try to interpret this one. This is very simple interpretation that you can make. We have equation also. Now the next question is, it was given that the household value is three people of size and 40,000 annual income. We are supposed to calculate what is the predicted annual credit card charge. So that is calculated by me. So you can cross check here. We gave this is the equation 50 into our annual income and 449.205 into household. When we calculated with these values, when we calculated the amount that will be charged is 3483.689. You just write the equation like so. You just take this equation and substitute values like is equal to this value into it's not 40,000, it's 40,000 means we are supposed to take 40k because values are always in thousands. Okay, 40 plus this value into how many households? 3. So now the value will be calculated as 383.679. Okay, you can reduce the size of decimals. Okay, this is the value. So from this we say that there, when the values related to the income and household size, the independent variables, income and household size, it is always possible to calculate amount charge, or rather than saying calculate, we can say it is always possible to predict annual income. So based on when the values are given as 30 at 3 and 40,000, the estimated annual credit card charge is 3483.69. So simply you just make an interpretation and you simply conclude that when these values are all available, it is always possible to calculate amount charged. Now, what are the other independent variables that we can take? You just Google search for other variables like what factors influence annual credit card charge, and mention about maybe like some other variables that can be considered, maybe like health condition of the person, maybe previous loans, any delays in loans. So some kind of credit history related variables can be taken to consider to improvise annual charges on credit cards. Okay, so you just cross check for that. What is the recommendation that we can make by using the calculation? See, last two tasks you will slightly confused. So my recommendation is that, so based on the data, to simplify it, understand that when we used single variables to analyze the data, it was observed that the predicting possibility is very low. The accuracy that could be possible to predict using single variables was very low. When we collectively used the variables and we tried to analyze the factor, it was observed that the accuracy was very high. So it is recommended to the organization to use both the variables in prediction process. Okay, so it is also recommended that when we have additional variables such as like which was explained by you in fifth question, if we have those values too, it is possible that we get more better results. So application of linear regression equation is very well suits for this kind of calculations, and it is very important that maximum related variables are used in the process of prediction. All right, so that should be concluded. All right, and this is all about the case problem. You just try to fix this. All right, thank you.